Well?
I've never heard any of that before in my life, Mr. Capwell.
Are you absolutely sure?
Of course. I'd remember if I'd heard things like that. I've never heard your son say anything about you, ever, that even remotely resembles the words on that tape. I can't even imagine him thinking them.
Well, Veronica, thank you very much. I'm sorry we had to impose on you like this.
I'm glad to have been of help.
And now, if you'll both excuse us, I would like to have a talk with Mason.
Of course.
Mason, I am terribly sorry this had to happen. I don't know why people do these things to us. I suppose because we're in the public eye, people feel that they can invade our lives.
Well, our evening didn't have to be ruined, Dad.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that we can't control what other people do to us, but we can control our feelings for each other, our trust.
But it wasn't a matter of trust. I heard a recording of your voice.
That's right. My voice. If it had been Kelly's voice, or Ted's voice, or Eden's, or Channing's, would you have been so quick to believe it?
I don't know what you're implying.
You humiliated me in front of the entire family. You even brought in strangers to humiliate me further.
Believe me, humiliation was not my purpose.
Well, I don't know what your purpose was, but you might think now and then about what the side effects are going to be.
What does that mean?
It means that sometimes you get so hell-bent on your purpose that you don't think about the repercussions.
Mason, I'm not exactly sure what you're saying.
I'm not sure what I'm saying either. Have another?
No. In fact, I think you have been drinking too much lately.
Oh, do you? And what else do you think?
I just don't know what's gotten into you. Lately, you've been bitter about everything.
Hey, Dad, I'm the son who did everything you wanted me to do, remember? I went to all the right schools, Harvard Law, came back here, asked for expectations, went to work for you, then the DA's office. I did everything you wanted me to do, right down the line, and none of it has worked.
Now, Mason, that's not true. Every father sets guidelines for his son.
Maybe it's because you always knew exactly what you could get from me. Take today, for example, your birthday. I thought I had a gift that would hold your attention for just a few minutes. 50 acres of prime beachfront property. Well, you were pleased for a few minutes.
I was. Very. And I'm sorry that our celebration had to be interrupted by this unfortunate event. But it was a mistake. So let's go on. The night isn't over yet.
I'm afraid this night will always have a certain stamp on it for me. About your job offer, Dad, that is, if you meant it.
Job offer?
Well, I guess you've already forgotten, but you did offer me the position as general counsel for Capwell Enterprises.
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know if I want it. I'll think about it. Maybe it's time I broke out of the Capwell family mold.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What was that comment about this family?
Have you looked around at what's happening to the family lately, Dad?
I look around at my family every day.
Well, maybe you ought to look a little closer next time. Family's coming apart, Dad, more and more each day. Kelly seeing Joe Perkins again, where do you think that's going to lead? Eden, well, Eden only checks in once in a blue moon, and even then you can't get a straight answer out of her. And what about your other son? Not even out of high school yet, and already he's turned on the family by falling in love with a Lockridge. What's supposed to hold us together, Dad?
We're Capwells, every one of us. That's always been enough, and always will continue to be enough to hold us together.
Wasn't enough to keep your faith in me after you heard that tape, was it, Dad? Wasn't enough. Wasn't.